Hi, Explorer. We haven't done this for a while. We've got a testimonial for a couple that have moved into Trilogy. Patty was their phenomenal agent.
Hey, everybody.
It's Peter and Nira.
Hi.
And we just want to hear about their journey. So let's just chat. So, how long have you guys lived here now?
We moved in May of 23.
Three.
Yeah.
So it's
Okay.
about 8 months, I think. Almost 9 months. Yeah.
Not even a full year. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Thumbs up.
Total thumbs
Yes.
up.
Yes.
Total
Thumbs up.
I kind of cheated. I knew that before coming into the interview, as you can imagine. But so this is just some fun stuff that we do. So other people that are on the journey, you know, they're all watching these videos going, gosh, how did they get started? You know, was it the YouTube channel that introduced this area? I understand there's some family involved. Just tell us a little bit about your journey.
Go ahead.
So we actually started, Peter and I both retired just a year and a half ago, and we wanted to move.
Congrats.
Thank you. We wanted to move someplace new and start a new adventure, and looked into a bunch of different places, but then eventually decided on Florida. And there was a few reasons.
Nira, can I ask you what other places you looked at and where were you living when you retired?
We were living in Arizona. We're from
Okay.
Phoenix.
Well, a lot of
and
people retire there.
yeah,
Exactly, yeah.
originally from Canada, originally from Toronto, and moved to Arizona 29 years ago. Lived there. We have a daughter that still lives there. And we ended up looking for we were looking to move somewhere else. And moving from Toronto to Phoenix was an adventure. And I think we were up to having another adventure again.
We actually considered Panama, Costa Rica, and we thought about it more too. And it's a big change to go to places like that, Panama, Costa Rica, Ecuador, in terms of, you know, when you're retired, you want to have infrastructure there. You want to know the medical facilities there if you need them. You want to make sure you always have power and internet and the roads don't get washed out and all that. So we decided on Florida. We have, you know, we're on the East Coast, so same time zone as Toronto, where most of our family is. Nira's sister's in Lake Mary, so we're closer to her now, and she's in fact moving closer to us now.
Yeah, we sold her on the 55 plus lifestyle. We sold her on it, and they are actually moving to
Del Webb, Mineola.
Del Webb, Mineola. So they're actually going to be moving soon.
So they're going to be really close by. That's awesome.
Yes, we're loving that. Yeah.
Brand
Well, now
new.
you can try both places.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Brand new
surprised me.
community. That's two sort of different, almost different ways of doing something. Because the brand new community, they don't have their amenities quite yet,
Right.
and they're going to be in a construction zone for a while.
Just for a little. Yeah.
You guys are in a
Yeah.
And they've come here to visit you.
Oh, yeah,
and they've
yeah.
enjoyed.
They love it.
Yeah.
They do.
Okay.
We,
Kinda
we
got-
never really thought of 55 plus
Way back when.
way back when, or as we were, you know, as we got close to retirement, we realized we wanted to be somewhere that had the activities. We didn't want to have our own pool and membership at some,
Gym.
you know, third-party gym or whatever.
where all the
Wanted
muscle
ev-
bodies and the
Right.
girls are. Yeah.
But then we also had another visual of 55 plus as being, you know, a lot older people
Yeah.
and
Blue hair and oxygen.
walkers and wheelchairs everywhere. But it's we're very pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
And you know, people who visited us are very pleasantly surprised by sort of the type of community we
It
live
truly
in.
is active adults.
Extremely active community.
Yes. Yeah, we're just barely catching up to some older people who
Yeah.
live here.
There's
and how
clients in
active
here
they
that
are.
are in their 80s and
Yes.
you never know.
Yes.
They're at
They
the
can run
gym.
circles around me.
Right.
Yes,
They're at the
yes.
gym, they're doing yoga, they're
Yeah.
in the
Yes.
pool, they're playing pickleball.
Yes.
Pickleball is
yes.
huge.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, it's been amazing to see some of our like transitions in the clients and just like they're, I don't even recognize it, you know. half
Yeah,
of
they
them.
look younger.
They do.
10
They
years
look like they're
younger instead
aging
of 10
backwards.
yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, how did you discover the 55 plus culture? Did you just do that on YouTube, or how did you even come across it? For instance,
So I guess we just started watching YouTube and we stumbled upon Explore
J.
55.
Michael, yeah.
And J. Michael and you.
And
Yeah.
we really liked your interaction.
Yeah.
It was no high pressure sell or, you know, use us. It was
Yeah.
just conversations and you visited different communities.
And you
which
provided
saved-
the information.
And it saved us a lot of legwork because we were able to see all these communities and really filter out the ones we were not so interested in and the ones we were interested in.
Well, and hats off to Jay Michael. I wish he was here today. He ended
Yeah.
up on a different shoot, but that was his thing. He said, "I'm not going to make people call us. We're just going to invite them to call us if they
Right.
want to, but it's more of a service." And he literally said to me, he said, "Mom, there's no good information out there. We got to get better information out there." So that's that. It's his brainchild.
And when we called the number, it was actually Jay Michael that answered. And I was surprised. I thought I would get an answering machine or just, somebody else, but it was actually
We're sorry,
him.
that's changed up a little bit.
He should get back to that. But he connected us with Patty, and we just kind of went from there. And
Yeah, you guys had it pretty dialed in by the time we got together and
Yeah.
stuff. So you had done your homework.
Yeah.
And it really did help, me, because you really kind of filtered out what you were looking for. So,
Right. Yeah, we wanted to be, probably within 45 minutes of Orlando Airport. So that starts to narrow it down because
yes,
there's so
that
many
does.
communities
Yeah.
in Florida.
yeah.
So that narrowed it down, and we were considering Trilogy,
Sola
Sola
Vida.
Vida.
Sola Vida,
Yeah.
and Palms at Sarah.
Noah. Yeah.
And then you were kind of looking at Victoria Gardens, but decided
Yes.
the location.
Yes.
Yeah.
We actually did go out to Victoria
Yeah, it's a little
Gardens,
too
and
far.
it was a little too far north.
All right, but at least you drove this,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
we always call your stomping grounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You actually drove around and
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
determined
Yeah.
what you liked for your lifestyle for that.
Yeah, yeah. And Patty got us, she started sending us listings while we were still in Phoenix.
Yeah.
And she would say, take a look at these, decide if there's any houses that you really like so I can get an idea of what kind of taste
Yeah.
you have, what you want in your future house. And we would send her our feedback, and so she would send us more listings. And by the time we finally came here in February of last year, she had a really good idea, I think, because she at that point said, well, first thing you need to do is you need to go and check out Palms at Serenoa. And we actually drove out there and we took a look at the houses there. And that neighborhood wasn't complete yet. It hadn't been, it wasn't completely done. And we kind of remember from all the videos we've watched of yours that we absolutely loved the clubhouse at Trilogy. And I think that was at the back of my mind the whole time that
Yeah.
I want to see Trilogy first. I want to see Trilogy first. I want to see. So
Gotta save the best for last.
so then we ended up coming out to Trilogy, and we met Patty. Actually, we met you for the first time, maybe at the first time we came out here.
Yeah.
And so we got a chance to see. I think we saw a total of 4 houses on that one day that we came out, and we ended up with the first house we saw. This
Yeah.
was the first house we saw, and we ended up putting an offer.
Well, it was a nice thing too is looking at the houses that I sent you and that you were commenting on. We get the lion's share of the listings, and so we know what's coming online, and sometimes
That's
we know
true.
what's coming on the market before it even hits.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it really gives you
You
some
did that for us,
insight,
yeah.
and yeah, I think you saw one of my other listings, and you were going back and forth with that one, but this just spoke to you.
And I think that's one of the benefits of using a niche 55 plus
Yeah.
agent, and not trying to make you guys hook up with us, but because if you have an agent, we love our
Partnerships,
community,
yeah.
our partnerships. But we kind of we live and breathe these communities.
Yes.
And then and this is the beauty, as we get to know you guys, she might have said, Nira, really, I don't know about Trilogy for you. Talking to you, this might be better for you. And then you would have looked at something else. And it may or may not have changed your tune, but that's the beauty of having
Yeah.
somebody that knows
Yeah,
options.
I mean, that's our job, is to really lean into that discernment that you have. And then when you don't have it, maybe lend some insight, know, whether it's good or bad. We don't filter, we
That's
can
right.
say, well, there's some pros and cons. And, if you're leaning more of this, you want to be aware of that and that kind of stuff. So we're really not here to steer you. We're just here to be kind of an information and help funnel it to you.
Yeah.
And help you get exposed to the things that we think will.
So it's a
be,
good segue.
yeah.
Any cons? So
I would say no.
say
Yeah.
you love the area, your stomping ground, so
Yeah.
to speak.
We even have a Costco now. So
So we're happy. We're at a Costco.
Claremont has a
We opened that
Bonus.
just for you guys.
We're waiting for our Trader Joe's to come.
Yeah.
But
That's
Yeah.
coming.
what?
What?
So somebody said, because Del Webb, Mineola, that whole area is
It's
going to
gonna
have
develop.
some shops
Yeah.
and other stuff. And somebody said Trader Joe's is
Oh,
coming.
I hope so.
That would be
Now
awesome.
we just need a is it World Food?
Whole Foods.
Whole
Whole
Foods.
Foods.
Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just emailed Trader Joe's yesterday.
It was because of him.
Told them they need to set up shop in Mineola or Claremont because it's just booming.
Well, Daytona is now getting a Costco,
Yeah.
so maybe
Yeah.
we'll get.
Yeah.
The negative
Trader
to
Joe's.
booming, though, 50's got rush hour traffic now.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It is.
So you have to get your sneaky ways around it
Yes.
so you don't have to go.
Yes.
So many nice little back roads that kind
Yes.
of go that way.
We're learning those slowly.
Yeah.
But
Have you enjoyed some of the stuff like the bicycle trail that's in Claremont or gone to the winery for any
We
music?
actually haven't done either of those yet, but we will definitely do
Farmers
them.
market?
farmers
yes.
markets we've done.
So there's a farmers market here in Trilogy that they do once a month,
just
Yeah.
started
which is
that, yeah.
awesome. We love that.
We've done lots of walks around Lake Mineola,
Yeah.
Claremont, and then we'll
Yeah.
go for a drink or lunch or both.
Salt
afterward.
Shack is open.
We
Shack
just
is
went
now
there on
Yeah.
Sunday. We went there for lunch.
Was it good?
It was really good.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
I'm so
awesome.
excited
Oh,
about that.
pitch in, Justin, anytime if you want to ask some questions.
Did you kind of know the size of the community you were looking
Yeah.
for? Or
Not
That-
really.
I don't think that was ever a factor,
Factor.
Yeah.
until we went to Palms of
Serenoa.
Serenoa.
Palms of, and saw smaller community, which wasn't bad. That didn't bother us.
Yeah.
The clubhouse was small.
yeah.
Only a couple of pickleball courts, a small
Yeah.
pool.
Yeah.
The clubhouse here, I mean, it's 50,000+ square feet for 1,300 homes, which is just
It's
ridiculous.
almost
That's the
oversized for
Mhm.
this number of homes.
1,145, so it's less than
Oh, it's
1,300.
11:45. Okay.
Okay.
And then the pool is like the largest swimming pool in
Lake
Lake
County,
or
yeah.
something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. It's plus it's so nice. Like I just remember I lived here for 10 years, so it was so nice not having to always go out. By the time I get home, have the restaurant there. And,
Yeah, we love the
and it's
restaurant.
like the big Cheers, It's
Yeah.
always such a great
Definitely a
connection.
social hub
Yeah.
for sure.
We like to think we're social people, and we wanted to be in a place where we could meet lots of people and get a chance to, Peter plays pickleball, and I go work out at some of the classes there, and I take painting classes, and
It makes me so.
just it's just so much fun living here.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no, if you are bored here, excuse me, it's your own doing because there
Yeah,
are
there's so much to do
60
here.
plus clubs run by the people who live here.
Mm-hmm.
There's the over 100 exercise classes or something.
I don't know. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great,
Yeah.
great.
There's a lot.
So much to do. When we walk through the doors into the club and then out to the back where the pool is, you just thought you were transported to a different place. I mean,
Yeah.
it just looked so resort-like with the palm trees.
We,
and the
we
shade
always said
structures.
this is like a Marriott five-star resort or
It,
something.
it
It's
feels
just-
like you're
feels
on
like-
one of the terms our friends, our neighbors always say it's like vacay every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've met so many great people here. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
everybody is so helpful because you're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
You're either close to retirement or retired or whatever. So if you need to find a dentist, you just ask around and you get tons of recommendations
Yeah.
for dentists
Yeah.
or painters or
Yeah.
Or they'll
Tile-
invite you to come over and see what, check
Right.
out what
Yes.
they did for us.
Yes.
It's so helpful.
Yes.
Well, you got that
Shade structure in the front,
Yeah.
and that was exactly it.
Yeah.
Somebody said, "Oh, you should go check with so and so. She just got hers done," and we went to her house, and she was like, "Yeah, come on in. Oh, you want to come see the rest of my house too?" And so she brought us in and did a tour, and it was wonderful.
What?
Yeah.
so
We're huge about it's getting in the gates and getting a feel. And Justin's seen it with a lot of our customers. We know it from a lot of our buyers.
Right.
I mean, we've had people go, "Gosh, I thought this was going to be my favorite, but I really like that one." Right. So you don't necessarily need to look at 20 houses in your communities right off the bat. Go to the communities first, and then decide to look at the house.
Yes,
Right,
especially because we get clients, I've had clients that literally, they're 5 years out. I mean, they are at least 5 years out before retiring. And I've had people tell me that, and they're already closed like that week, like they decided to buy that weekend. So it runs the gamut. And with us, we're here, like I said, we'll operate, they're like, we're 5 years out, like, we're not here to push you. We're here just to help. But it does help us if you just go around and check out certain areas first and see which areas you want to concentrate in.
Yeah.
And with your service, with our brokerage, which is such a great niche, is that we have agents that can represent all these areas.
Right.
And now with me up in the coastal area, it's like you get
Yeah,
somebody
this
to
one
click.
jumped ship from here and went to sweet little beach house,
Yeah.
which might be your vibe. I mean,
Yeah,
everybody's
but-
got a vibe.
But what's so cool is I've had, I come back here all the time, so I still service this area, but we've got teams that are strategically placed, so no matter what, you can have the opportunity to go from one coast to the other, and we're here all the way, in between, like every which way, which is nice.
Go ahead, Nikki.
I was just going to say, so any surprises along the way or anything that you would tell somebody that's watching what was your, I don't know, your top, you've got to do this.
I was gonna ask the same thing. What's something maybe you would have done differently looking back?
You and
And
me.
then advice for people who are looking.
A pleasant surprise was being, with Patty and the group and not ever feeling pushed or rushed into anything.
Yeah.
We had a
Like, we
good
weren't
time.
we weren't
Yeah.
just like another
Yeah.
client or another number in the book. We were,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Patty respected us that we needed to make a decision on our own
Mm-hmm.
Of
in our
course.
own time and all that. Now it happened all really quick. We were here February, we bought, closed in March, and we ended up moving here in May. So
Right.
everything happened very
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah. And we weren't planning on buying, really.
Yeah.
We were gonna like research and
Yeah.
figure out where we wanted to
But
be.
couple houses went off,
Yes.
and so it kind of
Yeah.
makes you like, okay,
Yeah, maybe we should make a
Yeah.
decision.
But we haven't run into really any
No.
shocks or any unpleasant surprises
surprises.
or anything like that. It's been so smooth and
Yeah.
we just feel totally at home here. Like we've only been here not even a year. It's approaching a year in May, but it feels like in a good way we've been here a number of years. We've developed a lot of solid
Friendships.
with people
Yes.
in the neighborhoods.
And great neighbors and
yeah, it's just been
people that
great.
live on our street. They've been so awesome and so welcoming. The only advice I think I would give, if
Yeah,
I was to give
please.
any advice, if you're living far away, try to do as much of your research as you can because, with technology the way it is and you've got YouTube and everything else, and do what you can at home. Try to see what you like, what you don't like. Try to I'm big on lists. So I do like pro and con lists. So what do you want? What don't you want? And this way it'll just help you make a decision faster.
I think
Yeah.
it saves your sanity and that of your real estate agent.
And your marriage too.
Marriage, when you come down and,
Yeah.
and you kind of know what you're looking for, as
Yeah.
opposed to not having any idea.
And then-
And you're only here for 2 weeks and
And you're looking at 50 homes and
yeah,
you're like,
it can be just
and
overwhelming.
yeah, it can.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. I
Yeah.
mean, nobody,
Yeah.
everybody gets overwhelmed with that. The cool thing is if you make contact with one of the team and you develop a relationship, it could be a 10, 20-minute phone call every couple of months or something when the idea hits you, and then you have a conversation, and that next thing you know, oh, I didn't think about that. Let's put that on the list. So you don't even have to come here to have the conversations.
Right.
Yeah.
And that doesn't, and we prefer to be able to chat with you guys before you're actually, oh, we're coming down next week. Try not to do that to us because then we might, well, we're busy next week, so make sure you sort of plan ahead, but have the conversations. Start just a
Or
phone
show up
call.
at the gate and say, I'm outside of the gate.
Yes,
Yeah, that doesn't
that
go
does
as well.
happen, and we try our best, but
That's
that's a tough cookie
Yeah.
there.
Since we've been, we've definitely, drunk the Kool-Aid, as they say, with buying the golf cart and starting, I never played pickleball before. We're
I was
playing
going to ask you
pickleball.
that. That's awesome. It's a
Yeah,
fun
it
game.
is, it's fun.
And then, we got a Pixie pass for Disney. So we're,
Yeah.
Hitting
Yeah.
Disney almost every week for a day or something like
Yeah.
that. So,
Nice.
yeah,
so
yeah.
we're definitely
yeah.
getting out there.
Can I ask? I don't have a clue, and I've lived here for 14 years now. What's a Pixie Pass, and what does it cost?
So there
Being
are
nosy, and that might change, YouTube
yeah,
folks.
the prices do change, go up, but there's different levels of passes. Pixie Pass is
Basic.
probably the basic of
Yeah.
the 3 or 4 passes. And you're essentially going Monday through Fridays, and there's blockout dates like spring break or
Which is dates you wouldn't
Christmas,
want to
December.
go.
exactly. So
Yeah.
we're usually going on a Tuesday or Wednesday morning when there's hopefully less people
Or
there,
Thursday sometimes.
and
yeah.
sometimes Thursdays. And that pass runs like $400 for the year,
Per person.
but it includes parking. You get discounts at Disney for food and merchandise. Not huge, but it's something. And then 3 or 4 visits by
You-
2 people
yeah.
essentially
pays
pays
for
for
it.
the
Yeah,
passes.
yeah.
I knew you would have figured that out. Make it like, okay, it's worth it.
Nira had the pro and con list.
Yes.
And Peter had the math down.
And so, we've been doing Disney. I mean, we're just doing things now that we never really thought we would be doing.
Yeah, we never thought we'd be
Yay,
doing
Rita.
Disney.
as we're
Retirement.
approaching retirement. And it's
Yeah.
like, we forget what day it is now.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I
happens.
forgot what year it was. I thought it was 2025 for some reason. It was 2024. So yeah,
Time
the whole-
flies when you're having
time
fun.
flies when
It's
you're-
already
yeah,
next year.
yeah.
Well, I think that was very helpful, and this is a beautiful way of, because other people are on the same journey, and it might have just triggered something for them to think through. And we do appreciate you guys taking your
You're
time to
awesome.
do
Oh, you're
this.
welcome.
Thank you.
Falling on my sword, we had this scheduled a couple of times, and I won't go into details, but we finally got together with you, and Justin, thanks for making time in your schedule
Yes.
too.
Absolutely, happy to.
All right, everybody. So don't hesitate to email, call. I'm sorry, it won't be J. Michael answering the phone, but we're very respectful, and it is us that are involved in all the emails and calls. Or just click on the website and then grab yourself an agent, and let's get you started on your journey.
Yes.
Thanks for listening.